Welcome to Spotlight. I'm your host, Amitha. Join us weekly and get inspired by success stories from our guests. Music is therapy for the whole world, regardless of age. And the current pandemic has been a blessing in disguise for all music lovers as musicians get creative on the virtual platform. Today, we'll be talking to a drummer and percussionist who specializes in Eastern and Western music. His band, Beyond the Border, is producing music that's transcending culture and physical boundaries. Let us welcome to our show Mr. Sourove Dhrubo. Hi, Sourove. It's nice to have you here.
Hi, Amitha. How are you doing? Yeah,
Good,
it's my
good.
pleasure.
So it's interesting what your band is doing, and we are excited to find out all about it. But let's first get to know you a little bit about your growing and your education.
Yeah, so Amitha, actually, I grew up in a small town in Bangladesh. So, yeah, it was a beautiful town called Rajshahi. It's beside the river of Podda. And yeah, so I went to Rajshahi University for my MBA, and I completed my MBA from there, and it was major in finance and banking. Yep. So that's my career part.
Amazing. So, from there to music, how did that happen? What inspired you?
You know what? So actually, I grew up in a musical environment. I would say my family members they love music. They used to do music. My father used to play tabla, though I mean he was a professional professional government employee, but still he used to play tabla, and I inspired by them. And my sister and my brother, they are also involved in the music. So yeah, that was my first inspiration, and I came to the music.
So that inspiration, and did you just learn by ear, or did you go through professional training with your family members, or go through like a guru or a teacher?
Okay, so this is very interesting. You know what? At that time, it was really hard to find a teacher who actually teach Western instrument like drums.
Mm.
So when I decided to learn drums, so I was trying to find out a teacher, but I couldn't find a proper teacher for me. So finally, I find someone who used to play a guitar, and he knows little bit about drums, and he gave me some tips, and I pick up from there. So this is
Wow.
how it happened. Yeah, then I listened to a lot of music, and I try by myself, and yeah, that was the starting point.
Wow, that's amazing. So you got the inspiration at home with all these musicians around you, but you kind of pushed yourself because of the motivation and the passion from within. That is great. I mean, later on, our viewers will get to watch the video, your latest collaboration. But a person watching the video and not knowing the information you just gave us wouldn't say that because you're amazing at what you do. So that's great. Now, how come the journey from Bangladesh to Canada? I mean, it's great we have you here, but tell us a little bit more about that journey. And after coming here, I mean, what were some of the challenges establishing yourself? I guess first in your career, and then now as a musical career.
Okay, so actually, a few years ago, I would say 10 years ago, I decided to move to Canada. So I applied for the immigration, and finally I got approval in 3 years. So 6 years, about 6 years back, I came to Canada and start my new journey. So yeah, it was really challenging, new environment, new country, new culture. So it's really hard to adopt all this stuff. So however, I mean, for me, I think it was not that much challenging. I got a job immediately once I'm here in 2 months. So I work for a big telecom organization for last 5 years. Now I change to a different position. And if you talk about my music career, yeah, it takes a little bit time because people don't trust, like they don't know what I did back home. So I speak to a lot of musicians, so they took time to, give me some opportunity to work with them. So initially it was really hard, but when I proved myself one by one, I got some live shows and I performed really well. So now I think situation is much better. So yeah, I'm getting call very frequently from other musicians as well.
Amazing, Sarah. I love your whole journey has that point behind it that if you work hard and persevere, you will get to where you want to be. And that's where you are right now in your musical career. And you have this band called Beyond the Border. Very interesting concept, totally unconventional. So we want to find out more. But before that, it's time for a short break. Welcome back to Spotlight. We are talking to Mr. Sourove Dhrubo and his band, Beyond the Border. So now, Saurav, tell us about this very interesting band. Enlighten our viewers because this is totally unconventional in terms of how the band is.
Yeah, so the band called Beyond the Border. So there is a story behind this band. So this is, a completely online band. So everybody working remotely. So we don't have any opportunity to talk in person. So we collaborate totally remotely. So one day, actually, I got a call from one of my favorite musician in Bangladesh. His name is Rajiv. Actually, he came up with that idea. He said, can we do something like this? Can we collaborate with different musicians all over the world? And maybe we can work online and we can deliver something that would be really attractive to the music lover. Then I said, yeah, this is a great idea. And he already spoke to bass guitarist from USA. His name is Mahfouz. And there is a Sharad player. His name is Rajit. So mainly Sourove Dhrubo, Rajit, and Rajiv and Mahfouz. They they are the founder member, and then we try to collaborate with different musician and singer all over the world and delivering our product for the music lover. And yeah, this is really a great journey. So yeah, we'll continue and we'll try to deliver more interesting thing to the audience.
Wow. Now, this is quite interesting. This is a platform that everybody's trying to set up these days with all the COVID-19, restrictions, lockdown, people are not able to meet in person. When did your band get formed?
So actually, it's from I think just a few weeks ago, maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago. 8 weeks ago, we start discussion, and maybe we release after a couple of weeks our first song. So
Wow.
yes, yeah. So yeah, we but from the very beginning, we spoke to different musicians all over the world so that they can collaborate with us.
So you planned it well. That's why, I mean, it's amazing how many musicians have come on board. I mean, the quality of your music speaks for itself as the viewers will watch. So that's probably why a lot of people have come on, and that too from different backgrounds. I know you said maybe the Bass Hub has more in Bangladesh, but can you tell us about the kind of music, like the genres, the languages that the band puts forth?
So actually, we are trying to blend Eastern and Western music. So we have Eastern instruments, we have Western instrument. Sharod is a traditional Eastern instrument. We also have like guitar and drums, and we include opera. We also have violin. So we try to make a fusion. So mostly soft rock type of music, and there is a blend of Eastern and Western.
Amazing. Now, I meaning, at least I'm wondering, as you talked about this being such a virtual kind of online band, from your perspective, what is like the biggest challenge of that in terms of producing music?
Yeah, so actually, we used to produce music when we were in person. So when we compose something, everybody was in the same place. So we discuss. that what guitar should play, how the drums should, perform. But in that case, actually, we don't have any opportunity to meet in person. We can just communicate over like social media and email, and we get the concept. Just we chat a little bit over social media, and we record all our stuff through cell phone, which is really, like unbelievable, because we are delivering a good quality of sound. So yeah, so that's why I would say that there is a lot of challenges. The main thing is we cannot meet in person, and we cannot talk. And another thing is we are collaborating with a lot of musicians all over the world. So there is a language barrier. Some people understand English, some people doesn't, and there are some cultural barrier. There are some, like, some people love this kind of music, some people love another kind of music. So those kind of problem was there, but still we overcome all this situation.
Well, you have definitely overcome it. If people watch the videos you have created virtually, they wouldn't realize all the hurdles behind the scenes because the music is great. And now we are actually going to be talking to one of the artists you have collaborated with on one of your latest projects. So I'm excited to talk to her and find out more. But before that, it's time for a short break. Welcome back to Spotlight. We are talking to the band Beyond the Border, and now it's time to bring on a special guest who has collaborated with Beyond the Border on their latest video. She is moved on from Persian singing to now being an established opera singer. It's with pleasure I bring on to the show Miss Maryam Zunuzi. Hi, Maryam.
Hi, Amitha. Thank you for inviting me. Thanks to your program, Spotlight. It's good to be here.
Thank you so much. So we're going to get to the collaboration you did with Sourove and his band, but first of all, give us a little bit more about your background with your transition from, as I mentioned, traditional singing to a different kind of traditional singing. And you are amazing. You have an amazing voice.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm Iranian Canadian. I've been in Canada for sorry, I can't hear myself with this on. Been in Canada for a few years. Opera has always been my love, but there was also that strong cultural pull to Persian singing, which is also my language and my culture. And about 10 years ago, I just dedicated myself again to opera, and I went to all kinds of training in Vienna and Canada, and I work with a very renowned Canadian opera singer now in Canada. I've been in local productions in the city. But with this COVID-19, things have really changed. We just don't know what to plan and how to plan for the future at this point.
Yeah, it has been affecting all artists, but all of a sudden we have a lot of virtual platforms being created, and Beyond the Border is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about how you got pulled in or you became part of this project.
It was a beautiful surprise. I didn't expect it, especially in these days of isolation, like we all are in isolation. I feel very isolated and trapped, inside my home. Right, these days we go out because it's summer and we're allowed to do more, to have more movement. Back in May, we were still trapped in our homes, and as a singer I needed that that dream and that singing and that the music. And all of a sudden I received a message from Sourove, who I don't know. He was looking for an opera singer, a soprano, to sing their line. And it was like a little window that opened, and it took me to a whole new world, a whole new idea, a song that I'd never heard, people I had never worked with. I'm used to working in German and Italian, English, and all of a sudden I had to learn a Bengali song and learn about the background of the song, was the musician that wrote the song, and this amazing band who is now doing the fusion, which was something I've always liked. And it was amazing. Like that little experience didn't just open the window to my neighborhood or to the city or to the country. It actually took me to the world. Then I was working with musicians from from Bangladesh, from Canada, from Australia, from Spain, Venezuela, and I just fell in love with this song.
Amazing. So this is really speaks to the fact that music brings the whole world together.
Absolutely.
And I guess during this time, it's even been better because we are all coming together virtually. So actually, the whole world has access to the music you're producing. So we definitely want to share the video of your collaboration with Beyond the Border. But where can viewers find out more information for you, Maryam, as well as for you, Sourove, so they can go and check out more of your music other than what we're going to show them today? So first, Maryam.
Sure. I have a YouTube channel under my name, Maryam Zunuzi, or Maryam Toumrai Zunuzi. You can probably find both. I also have a Facebook page under that name, and Instagram page. But my YouTube channel is probably where you get most of my singing. And I'll turn it over to Sourove.
So Sourove, tell us where we can find more information too.
So actually, we have a Facebook page called Beyond the Border. So viewers can find all of our songs, all of our creation in that page.
Okay, great. So thank you so much, Sourove and Maryam, for being with us today and enlightening us on how you're changing the music scene with virtual collaborations. So people don't have to, get concerned they cannot get your music due to this COVID-19 lockdown. So they can find both of you individually and also find your collaborative projects also at these places that you just informed us about. So we want our viewers to watch the videos. So at this point, I'd like to once again thank you so much for coming on the show, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
So there you have it, Mr. Sourove Dhrubo and Miss Maryam Zunuzi, who has inspired us today to come together despite the COVID-19 lockdown, as music is therapy. Well, that's a wrap from my end for this week's show. Continue to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and write to us at spotlight@ethnicchannels.com. Until next week, this is Amitha signing off, leaving you with music from Beyond the Border.
জেগে জেগে কত কথা আমি ভাবি, পাপি কেন বোঝে না, তাই ঘুম আসে না। পাপি কেন বোঝে না, তাই ঘুম আসে না। আমি কেন দূরে দূরে খুঁজে বেড়াই ঘুরে ঘুরে, তুমি আমি কেন দূরে দূরে খুঁজে বেড়াই ঘুরে ঘুরে। পাপড়ি কেন বোঝে না তাই ঘুম আসে না এই মায়া ভরা পৃথিবী ছেড়ে চলে যাব চিরতরে মায়া ভরা পৃথিবী ছেড়ে চলে যাব চিরতরে সবাই চলে যায় কতটুকুই বা পায় পাপড়ি কেন বোঝে না তাই ঘুম আসে না পাপড়ি কেন বোঝে না তাই ঘুম আসে না সারা রাত জেগে জেগে কত কথা আমি ভাবি পাপড়ি কেন বোঝে না তাই ঘুম আসে না পাপড়ি কেন বোঝে না তাই ঘুম আসে না পাপড়ি কেন বোঝে না তাই ঘুম আসে না পাপড়ি কেন বোঝে না তাই ঘুম আসে না